currently, for the next 33 minutes, it is still Monday. And hopefully this will be up before the end of Monday, because I wanted to do a Man Crush Monday. I don't usually do these, and obviously I don't usually do very many videos. I'm trying to get into it, but I've been trying for 2 years, so there's that. Okay, I've been thinking about doing this for Monday, like 7 Mondays now, because I have been watching Big Brother for the past, like, 7 weeks or whatever it is, and I love Rance so much. It's insane. Like, I don't, like, probably wouldn't date him. Like, that's not what I mean by love. I just love everything about him. He's just, like, I hate his game. It's, like, horrible. But he went in there to be a villain. So, like, I guess his game's good because he's being the villain this season. I mean, like, they got out Devin and he was the actual villain. So I guess he's kind of, but he's, like, really bad at it because he's actually, like, the sweetest character who isn't Donnie. And, like, I don't even know, but, like, I love him a lot, and he's my favorite person in the house. I can't even stand anyone else right now, except for Donnie, because who can't stand Donnie? But I just want to talk about him because I just currently feel so bad for him. Whoever's watching the actual, like, live feeds or, like, on Tumblr, which is what I do, and not watching the show, they know how much, like, his life sucks right now. They actually told him he's being evicted on Thursday. He has no chance. His best friend in the house, the one person he trusted more than anyone, put him up on the block for basically no reason. Like, he's using the excuse that he doesn't trust him, but, like, Caleb didn't trust them. He didn't want to be put up. And, like, he used the exact same argument that Zach's using. And, like, Cody and Derek, like, just have been turning on him for weeks now, and it's ridiculous because they're manipulating Frankie, and they manipulated him, and it's just ridiculous, and I just hate them so much. And Cody's not even a good player. Like, he has won, like, 2 things. I can't even stand them right now. I can't even, because, like, he's currently, like, I checked, like, 5 minutes ago because I couldn't even watch anymore, but he's sitting alone because he didn't want to come to dinner because they're all, like, together and they're all having a great time, and he's just so upset about this because, like, Frankie was yelling at him today, and, like, I don't even understand why. Like, I don't understand why he's so upset at him, because I mean, Zach clearly hasn't completely let go that Frankie tried to turn on him, but Frankie didn't go talk to him 2 weeks ago when he was trying to turn on him. He just assumed that whatever Derek and Cody were saying was true. He didn't try to talk to him, just like Zach didn't try to talk to him after he found out that Frankie tried to evict him. He just wanted to evict him too. Like, the two of them just needed to talk. And, like, 2 days ago, they were trying to talk about it. They did, but they just didn't listen to what they were saying. Like, they were talking about how they can't let Derek manipulate them anymore because that's what he did. But then they just ignored it completely, clearly, because, like, Frankie freaking put him up, and it really makes me upset. But, like, when I think about it, in the house, you can't see everything and you can't hear everything, so I know what's going on, but they don't know anything. Like, all Frankie sees is that Zach doesn't trust him because Zach keeps making these comments about how Frankie wanted to get him out, and, like, he keeps saying it's fine, but it's kind of obvious it's not fine, and Frankie already feels that himself. He's just not saying it, so, like, the two of them don't trust each other, and it's really sad. Because they had, like, a freaking Final 2 deal, and now they're just turning on it for ridiculous reasons, and I'm just so mad at them because the whole reason I started watching this season was because of them. And I just want to point out that I've been watching, like, since season 8, so it's not like I just came in this season and started watching. But, like, I wanted to give up because of last season. It was just such shit. Like, I hated the final 3. Like, who put Spencer, Junior Marie, and Andy as the final 3 of all the people in the freaking house? I couldn't stand the final 3. So and on, like, all the controversy and stuff like that last season, I just didn't want to watch. And so I wanted to watch because it's Big Brother, but I was being lazy about it, and I was, like, waiting until something got good before I caught up. But then, like, I was on Tumblr, and I kept seeing stuff about Zach and Frankie, and I just was like, I gotta watch this. And for, like, the longest time, they didn't say anything about it on the show. Like, whoever has been watching knows that. They didn't, like, they made a segment after they were, like, really super close, and they were making sure they were gonna make, like, a final 2 or whatever. But on Tumblr, people could, like, see it and, like, see what was happening, and, like, I was watching, and so, like, I just kept watching on Tumblr and seeing what was happening behind the scenes, because I've never done that before. Like, I've never watched the live feeds, I never knew what was happening, and you learn so much more. It's insane. I don't know, like, I started watching this season because of them, and they interest me so much, and I ship them so hardcore. Like, I stayed up till, like, 3 in the morning all the time. Not even 3, like 5 in the morning every time, just going on Tumblr watching them. Like, they'd be sleeping and I'd be watching them because they were, like, cuddling in the HOH room. They were cuddling in the HOH room when Frankie wasn't even HOH. Like, it was Cody's HOH room, and they just hung out there all week and made Cody sit in, like, the little freaking corner. And they just, like, I don't know, they didn't have each other's backs, but, like, they were together all the freaking time. And, like, if I were Frankie, he's gotta know at this point that Derek's gonna win. Like, how can you not know? I mean, like, obviously he still has hope. He's gotta know that Derek's not gonna take him if he makes it to the final 2. It's gonna be Derek and Cody. Or, like, Derek and Victoria, which, like, both of those bother me so much, because literally, if I were in the house, it would be down to Derek, Frankie, or Donnie. Just based on their game. Like, Donnie is the sweetest guy ever, and he's been winning so many competitions. Like, he is a veto, like, champ. Like, he's so good at it, and he saves himself whenever he needs to, and he has a great social game. I don't understand, and I just feel so bad for him. And now, like, Zach's in a similar situation. He's being isolated, and, like, he trusted his alliance, and it just is gone. Like, I just can't stand anyone in the house anymore. Like, I don't even understand how people can be, like, I get it, it's a game, but they're being mean to him. Like, they're just, literally, they've already told him he's leaving, and Frankie's still going around saying horrible things about him. And he's his best friend. Like, I was just watching him go in the kitchen saying how he was still his favorite person, but, like, 20 minutes ago, he was in, like, some other room talking to Christine about how much he hates him and how, like, he said to his face earlier that he was, like, an idiot and he, like, was a horrible liar, which, I mean, like, he is a horrible liar. But the way he was saying it and what he was saying was just so horrible that I just feel so incredibly bad for him, and it hurts just watching. Like, I just want to cry. But, like, aside from this week, every other thing I've watched, the 2 of them I loved so much. So much. And I can really stand Frankie because I hate people who have that kind of personality, who's very out there and very in your face and very loud. And I mean, if I ever met him, I probably would hang out with him because he seems like such a fun person. Like, I started watching his YouTube channel, and I started watching his sister because of him, and, like, it's actually, I don't know, they look like really fun people. And so if I actually ever met him, I would like him. But currently watching him, I literally can't stand him when he's not with Zach, because Zach just, I don't know, Frankie loses chill, but he also seems like a human. Does that make sense? His social game is so, like, over the top, but when he's with Zach, it's just like he's hanging out with Zach. Like, it's just the 2 of them. And he doesn't seem as fake. I don't know what I'm going to do when Zach's gone, because I just can't. I'm probably just going to... Donnie. There's no one named Danny. Because I can't stand anyone else. I hate Christine. Cody is, like, the ultimate floater. He goes around calling people floaters, but he actually is. Like, he's riding on Derek's coattails. Derek, I wouldn't be surprised if he won, but I can't stand him as a person now that I don't want him to. Like, week 2, I had so much faith in him because he was, like, saving Zach and he was being a bomb. But then, now he just reminds me of Amanda, because she did that with Alyssa. She flipped the house and saved Alyssa, and then just became the worst. Who else is left in the house? Victoria I can stand. I don't want her to win, because she kind of is a floater. I mean, like, she saved herself 3 times and all that, but, like, that doesn't stop her. Caleb, if he wins, I can't. After what he did with Amber, I can't stand him at all. No. I mean, he saved Zach the last time. Like, he changed everyone's minds in the nighttime. And he was the only one who was making freaking sense, because I don't understand why he's not using that logic now. Zach is literally a vote for Frankie. And, like, Victoria is not a vote for anyone but Derek, and I don't understand why they don't see that. They're saying that it's a waste of an HOH, but you're literally just letting her float along. Like, she's just floating along. And Cody would be fine to get out, because he's just floating along, and Derek would be a freaking big move that would be useful for his game, and I love Zach way too much. Every time he's almost gone, I just can't even. Kind of come to realize that I didn't really talk about how much like why I love Zach, because he's actually like the sweetest guy. All he does is tell Frankie how much he loves him and how much, like, I don't know, he's really adorable. And I love when he made that sandwich for Frankie. That was actually like the cutest thing he ever did. And then I love when he wears his pink hat all the time. I think that's the cutest thing ever. And I love when he just like walks up to Frankie and just like cuddles him, because I think that's the cutest. He and Frankie are just the cutest, and I think he genuinely loves Frankie. I love when they were sitting in the bed in the HOH room, and he's like, I think I'm in love with you, and he's like, oh, I definitely am. And I'm like, oh, you're such a cutie. Such a cutie. Oh, just the way he stares at Frankie, and I love his face when he found out that Frankie was a triple major. Because, like, Zach's actually so smart. Like, he doesn't seem like it, but when you hear him talking at school, he kind of is. Like, he's kind of an idiot, but he's like socially an idiot. But like he's smart. And you can tell he likes the game too. He was like, I really wish the renom rule had been in play. I don't know, like he was hanging out in the storage room, like reading the rule book. I was kind of hoping he would figure it out. I mean, like it's not even a real rule clearly, because they've only used it once. But I wish it had, just this once. I just love him because he's so cute and so sweet all the time. When he made that sandwich for Frankie, I think that's like one of my favorite things he did. Because he was so awkward about it that it was just... He didn't want to make it obvious that he was making it for Frankie, but he clearly was making it obvious that he was making it just for Frankie, and that's actually just the cutest thing on the planet. I just love him a lot. Partially because I hate everyone else in the house. I hate everyone so much. But I've always liked Zach. Always. Every Monday. I probably won't get this up by Monday. Oh well. Zach, no matter what, I'll still love you. So, you do you. So yeah, I love Zach a lot. And it's still Monday.